what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
agree to disagree.
Okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle. It's like a ripped out T-bird, some grease.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know,
that.
she's got that black hair. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Chick Chat. Finally, we are back on Chick Chat. I had all those people really concerned on Facebook. It was really nice to see that people were sending me messages and they were like, did we miss the March episode? Because I really need to see it and hear it. And that was really exciting. But we got hit with illness, spring break, Easter break, all sorts of just stuff. And I'm blaming it on you. I'm looking at you, Catherine, because it was you. It was you that had that voice.
My sickness threw off the entire mesh schedule.
People are mad in Canada. But you are listening to Chick Chat finally now. And it is April 3rd right now that we're recording. So this episode's going to go up on the 5th. But thanks for joining us. You're listening to Chick Chat on The Mesh. Be sure to check out all the other shows. You know the drill over at themesh.tv, or you can email us at info@themesh.tv with any of your ideas. And guess what? As of like 10 o'clock this morning, The Mesh is on Instagram.
Yay!
Every girl's like new little guilty pleasure is Instagram. So be sure to go check us out on Instagram at TheMeshTV. All one word, The Mesh TV. We'll post pictures from Chick Chat. We'll post from all of our other shows, as well as just some fun stuff we do around the studio and have a good time here in the Jackson Group Interactive basement. Yeah. So I have two fabulous guests with me today who I've been long awaiting to have on the show. We've got Catherine, who's been on the show one time before. I believe you were on the infamous 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, the 50 Shades of Grey episode. So she got broken in real quick on that one.
Oh, my.
And,
Interesting.
Yes.
Our readings and such.
It was. That was hilarious, by the way. We actually had someone, if you haven't heard that episode, you need to go back and listen because we have a local actress that is on the show with us sometimes, Carol Ann. She came on the show and she did dramatic readings from 50 Shades of Grey.
They were quite dramatic.
On the episode. It took me days to find an actual piece that she could read like, on the air without getting vulgar and having to put the explicit tag outside my podcast. You know, I work really hard at not having the explicit tag put on there by iTunes. So, Catherine, welcome back.
Yes, glad to
you're
be
not
here.
sick anymore and we can actually
Me
hear you
too.
in the microphone.
Yes.
And then now we have our rookie, our newbie. We've got Ericka.
Yay.
Hello. Hi. Ericka is a first-timer and on the Mesh period, right?
Yes.
Haven't been on any other shows,
Mesh virgin.
but now we're taking it. We're taking it here on Chick Chat. It's what we like to do on Chick Chat.
Best way to get broken in.
Yes, exactly. Ericka is not from around here originally, so everybody has to listen very carefully when she speaks because she does have a little bit of an accent. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ericka.
Well, I am not going to tell anyone where I'm from because I'm always very curious about all the different nationalities that I've been accredited.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I could see that.
I would like to hear what people think. And I've been here in Hickory 13 years.
13 years.
13 years in April 22nd.
Very close. You're coming to America anniversary?
Yes.
Which I love.
I actually got here April 23rd, the day after my wedding, and then we went to our honeymoon. But, yeah, I've been here 13 years, and it's been exciting, and only in Hickory. So those of you who listen from Hickory, yeah, I've only been here, and I love it here.
Exactly. We're not letting her go. For everyone that's listening around the world, because they're around the world. We have listeners in, like, Saudi Arabia and stuff, like, which was really funny.
Yeah.
I think it's illegal, but... But we're listening. But they're listening, and props to you for listening, people. But we are in Hickory, North Carolina. That's where we're located. The Mesh is housed and was started, and we're in this awesome little studio that we kind of did some homegrown stuff on. And anyway, super fun. So go check out themesh.tv and learn a little bit more about all of us over here. We're going to roll right into it. Today, I don't have much gossip, because I want to take a little break for that. But it's a very girl-oriented show, obviously, because we're on Chick Chat. But some of the stuff kind of bad, some of the stuff really fun to talk about. But we're going to kind of start with a little bit more of a downer. Some of these topics are a little more general. So this one's been out for a while. You guys have heard about Valerie Harper, who was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Valerie Harper starred in the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and then later had her own show of Rhoda, which I grew up knowing these shows. You know, obviously they were a little more before my time as when they were airing, but I still knew of them and then watched them, and Nick at Night and all that jazz had them on there too and stuff. And then my mom loved them. You know, I mean, I think everybody's mom loved them. But so Valerie Harper has been diagnosed with terminal brain cancer and has basically come out and told everybody, hey, you know what? I've got it. I'm done getting treatments. I don't really want to anymore. And you know what? Don't feel sorry for me. I'm going to keep doing some TV shows, and I'm just going to kind of do whatever I can while I can, when I can. And, you know, there's been a lot of like sort of mixed media on this about how a person in public, and it's not like she's, you know, a superstar right now in the sense that she's on a current TV show or anything like that. She has been in the past. So she could kind of live out some days, you know, in her favorite place or living in her house or peaceful or whatever. But she chooses to do this, and she's starring right now in she's making guest appearances on shows like Hot in Cleveland and some other things. It is.
Really
it
good
is.
show.
Very funny show. And she's making like guest appearances and just kind of saying, yeah, whatever. I want to know if you would be down with that. Like, you know, and she's got a cover on People magazine. She's getting articles everywhere. What do you, if you find out that you have like 3 months to live, are you going and just being like, yeah, it's cool, I'm done, but I'm going to go and just have some fun? Or are you traveling? Are you going around doing everything you can? Or are you sitting at home, like where you want to be, you know, catching up with your favorite shows on Netflix? Like what are you doing?
I think
Or are you telling people at all?
Well, I think it's about doing what you feel is going to fulfill you for those few extra months that you have.
Yep.
Or last months that you have.
Yeah.
So if it is sitting at home watching TV shows, then go for it. If
Right.
it is traveling, go for it. And I think she's doing what her passion, you know, she's following her passion, and she wants to continue doing that for however long she has.
Right.
So good for her. I mean, kudos. I mean, I
Yeah.
applaud her.
Yeah.
I think I would do, maybe not be in TV shows because I'm not an actress, but
right.
do what
Well,
I
that's the
love
thing.
to
I
do.
think we have to keep in mind this is all she's done for a really long time, is be an actress and be on these shows and do that. So
Would she feel out of her element to do anything different?
exactly,
Yeah.
maybe that makes sense. Like maybe, you know, maybe if I found out I only had 3 months to live, I'm gonna do a Chick Chat episode every day. You know, it's that kind of thing. You know, but so I think some people are forgetting that that's all she's really known. Not all she's known, but like that's what she's known majority of her life is what you do. And I'm sure she's had some really good times and some really bad times with that with those shows and all that stuff. But and she even makes the quote, "I don't think of dying." She's like, "I think of being here right now." You know, but you know, she said that she's feeling really good. So
She's what, 60?
she is 73.
70.
Yeah.
I should know this because my friend Ken told me all about it.
Yes. Ken,
Yes.
our friend Ken does know a lot about this type of stuff. But she went into the hospital because she had stroke-like symptoms. So, you know, I think that was obviously the first concern, you know, and then to come back out. And then I think she had some treatment, and then basically things were still kind of just deteriorating and not going well. And they were like, yeah, you know, I think she just chose to stop. Because I'm sure there comes a point where you're like, you know, tired. I'm tired.
And do you want to deal with that for your last days, or do you actually want to do something that's enjoyable?
I know. You know, I mean, there's that one part of me that really would love to say, heck yeah, like I'm just going to go out and have a good time, and I'm going to go do everything I want. I'm just going to tell everybody like, oh, I don't care. I'm done. Like, let me just go. Like, I'm going to spend my money. I don't care what I'm going to do. You know, I'm not going to try to save anything. I'm just going to go. And then there's that other part of me that's like, wait, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell people, because if I tell people, then they might look at me differently and then treat it differently.
Right.
So therefore, I'm just going to have my normal life day to day as I normally would, and nobody's going to know. And then one day, just happens.
But think about it. She hasn't had that many shows, or her career has
Right.
not been as busy as it was, I guess,
Yeah,
20 some years ago.
absolutely.
And now, because she came and said, I want to just enjoy these few months, she's got an opportunity. So why not take them?
I agree. I agree. You know,
I'm
I
not
just
saying
wonder
she's
what it-
taking advantage of her situation, but go for it.
Yeah, yeah.
She's going to die saying, God, I did what I've been wanting
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
do. And I haven't been doing it for a while.
Kind of got my attention again. I mean, I don't mean it like attention crazy-ish, you know, like somebody craving attention. But it's kind of like I kind of went out with a bang because, like you said, she hasn't really had that bang in a while. So maybe this is her way of being like, you know, y'all been missing out for a few years that you haven't been hiring me and doing this and that. So
Look at me now. you know,
exactly.
like-
And then now she's going on a show with Betty White and having a good time and hot in Cleveland, you know. I mean, 90 some years old, Betty White. Sheesh.
she moves quicker than me, it looks like.
I love Betty White.
Oh,
How
yeah.
can you not love Betty White? How could you not love the Golden Girls back in the day? I mean, did you, I know, Ericka, we're not talking about where you're from, but did you grow up watching American shows like that?
Not all of them that you guys mentioned, but yeah, I mean, Betty White.
Yeah,
definitely.
like, I mean, how can you not know Betty White no
Yeah,
matter where
those
you
are
live?
songs
yeah.
that did came
TV
icon,
to our
right,
area,
yeah.
and we definitely
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't follow them or watch them, however,
Sure.
every Tuesday, Wednesday
Yeah.
night. No,
But you've been here 13 years, too. You've had enough time to catch up on some Nick at Night
Oh, and
stuff,
those
I bet.
reruns are still there.
Oh, my gosh, they're the best.
Oh, yeah.
I have them at lunchtime.
I know a Golden Girls marathon they'll have on TV sometimes. Man, like Lifetime or something. That and Designing Women. I don't know.
Oh,
Did you ever
yeah.
watch Designing Women?
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Being from the South originally too, like I'm Catherine. I know you are from here as well, but or from the area. But that's some good stuff right there. Julie Sugarbaker. God, I wanted to be in that group so bad. That was like, I'm like, I totally think I could be a interior decorator because I want to be in Atlanta with him. Anyway, so props to Valerie Harper. I think we're giving her a shout out of, you know, good for
Definitely.
you. Have a good time. Enjoy it while you can. And, you know, of course we send out, because she's listening, I'm sure, to Chick Chat. But, you know, we're definitely proud of a nice chick doing that out there right now, getting some attention she deserves.
Absolutely.
Moving on to the next subject. This is just, I just want to make a note of this because I want to serve everybody on Chick Chat, but we got ourselves a new pope.
Yes.
Yes. Now, are either one of you Catholic?
I am.
No. You are?
I am.
Ericka is. Okay. Didn't know that.
You did not?
No.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Catholic.
You don't go to a Catholic church, though, here.
Yes, I do. St. Aloysius.
oh.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a friend that goes there.
I thought you went to,
We haven't been in that church for.
well, what do
over a
you
year.
know? Huh. Ericka, you got you a new
Yes.
pope. For real, you got you a new pope.
Yes.
Okay. So how cute is this little pope? Like, he's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
I saw one of these e-card thingies, you know, where they took a picture of the previous two popes, which were Benedict and
John Paul.
Yes. And they both have their arms up in the air and they have the attention of like everyone at the Vatican, you know, they're all staring up at them and his arms are up and they're giving this very holy look. And then they showed the third picture of Francis, the newest pope, and he's just like waving and it's like, hey. He's just like, hello.
Yeah, he's very humble.
Yeah, and he like has his own apartment and
Did
he
you
cooks his own
see
food.
on, I don't know if it was the news or Insider or whatever, that was actually showing where he lives and like, oh my
I
gosh.
didn't see that. I heard it was just very like
Crazy nice apartment, like thousands of square feet and like
Oh,
this
wow.
immaculate view. And
Now, yeah.
So this is now
so
the
nice
Pope's apartment.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because it wasn't that way before, right?
no,
okay,
no.
okay.
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
And he's moving
for real.
on
He
up.
has moved on up.
Wow, I bet.
Absolutely, but there are so many things that he is just saying, no, that's just not the way I want it.
Yes.
And it's starting from the cross he wore when he came out to the Bible.
Yes, he wore his
He
own
said,
cross,
I
right?
want my cross. I don't want that whatever gold
That
or
fancy-
diamonds,
the
whatever
fancy
they
one.
have,
Right.
'cause I'm not really sure. But he wanted his cross
Yeah.
that he's worn for years. And he went to the place where he was staying while they were
convening and stuff. Yeah.
He went there the day after he got sworn or whatever they call it. He got there and said, I have to pay my bill, and they were like, no, of course not. You don't do that. And he's like, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah,
pay it
to
from my
pay your
own
bill.
pocket.
Right.
You know?
With my pre-pope money.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's sort of like being the president. There's president money and then there's pre-president money.
He didn't say, write a check. No, I
Right.
have to pay you with my own money, and that's the right thing to do.
Does it have like a Pope gold card?
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes. Excuse me. Here's my, from before I was Pope, here's my Visa card. Not much on it, guys.
Here's my platinum.
Here's my platinum, my black card. That is my Pope money.
There was something, I don't know if it was the previous Pope or the new Pope, but it showed something about red Prada shoes that he was wearing.
He has red Prada shoes?
Red Prada shoes.
Shut up. That is why
Promise.
we're talking about this on Chick Chat,
That
ladies.
is part of their
yes.
attire, okay? Red shoes. Now,
Right, and
Oh, but they're
Prada.
Prada.
Maybe not, but-
They are totally Prada. I saw the brand. It was Prada.
Post-Pope or pre-Pope, he was wearing Prada.
I don't know if this was like the ode to the Pope, like
Like when he first gets a...
when he gets kind of not when he's done and then the new one comes in. I'm not sure if they were showcasing like his wardrobe or if it was the wardrobe to be on what he would be wearing. But red Prada shoes were definitely in the mix, along with the luxury apartment.
the red
and
shoes is another thing. He said, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want my
okay.
own.
I want to wear my Nikes.
Yeah, I mean, he had to wear what they have.
Yeah, sure.
But the shoes was like, I don't want those. But,
Hey,
Red Soul, Christian Louboutin, why not?
whatever. I take some Louboutin. Go ahead. But he also, something I was excited about, and I'm not Catholic, but I mean, everybody was talking about it when there's a new pope. You know what the deal was, like whether you're Catholic or not. It's a big deal.
It's just such an old
It
tradition.
is. It's a big
history,
deal. Absolutely. In my lifetime, we've had 3 popes, and then there's other people that have only seen one their entire life. Because that pope comes in and
Benedict,
stays, Benedict, or whatever. But it was, and John Paul was in there for.
Yes. Oh my God! I
ages.
saw him 3 times. He came to where I'm from twice.
Oh.
And then I saw him in Italy, and I actually got to see him at his vacation home.
Oh, wow.
Because they take you on tour when he's not in Rome. It's called Castel Gandolfo, and we went there, and he was literally 10 feet away from me, and that was to us as Catholics.
crazy.
awesome.
Oh, absolutely. That's very
awesome.
cool.
Yes.
How many
See,
people get to
celebrity
say
sightings.
that?
Celebrity sightings, that's what we talk about here on Chick Chat.
And
see,
see,
Erica's met him. Or seen him.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I was
It's
blessed
just the
by him.
feeling that you get when you meet the Pope.
Oh, yeah.
John Paul had this serenity about him.
And his face was always, in my mind, what the Pope looked like. I mean, he, even when Benedict came in, I still pictured always John Paul because he'd been there for so long, and I'd always associated that face with it. My college roommate was Catholic. I went to church with her several times with that. I was just used to that. But yeah, he was.
He was just peace.
Yeah.
Benedict, we didn't have him for that.
You just
long
didn't
for
have
me
him
to
long
even
enough.
Get a
No.
feeling, And St. Francis, he has that humble feeling.
Yeah,
of,
it's really
he's gonna
cool.
Do good.
Yeah,
I
when I studied abroad in college, we went to the Vatican, and I was blessed. He comes out and blesses the crowd on one day a week, and I stood in the crowd and got blessed by the Pope. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
They bless anybody. Yeah, I also kissed the Blarney Stone that weekend, but I mean,
Well, I have
See if
to
I got
tell you a
eloquence,
story,
whatever.
A very funny story about blessed water. Okay,
Blessed
We all know-
water?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Catholic Church, you go and there's
like
this-
holy water.
Yeah, the holy water, and it's blessed by the priest, the Pope, or whatever. In the Vatican, at times it is blessed by the Pope.
Yes.
So it's tradition that Catholics who go there, they take their bottles and they bring holy water with them as a souvenir.
And they can
actually-
take it back to like your church or something like that,
you
right?
take it home, you take it to your church, or
Yes.
whatever it is. But we all know how many people put their hands in there, okay?
Right.
So we're, as a family, my family is called the National Lampoon's family. I
Yeah,
promise.
yeah.
To us, we were like that, as silly as and dorky as that. So we were traveling, and we had the minivan, and we had the fun stuff. And my dad was a typical, let's take a shortcut, and 20 hours later, we would get to where we needed to, okay?
Shortcut.
Yes. And we get to the Vatican, and we get our bottles full of holy water. We walk. There's a lot of walking, as you know.
Absolutely.
We walk all the way to the minivan, and my dad is always the I'm sorry if my dad listens, but my dad is who my mom carries everything, and my dad is like, come on, hurry up, people. Come on,
nice.
Okay, I mean that's the way it is, and he will take care of everything else. But as far as the kids and everything is, come on, everyone, hurry!
You do it.
We got a schedule. We got to stick to it. So he was hurrying to the car to get us wherever we needed to go. Get to the car, and he drinks some water that is there, and my brother could not get his words out of his mouth to say, Papa, that is holy water.
Oh, no.
He literally, soaked the bottle in and drank the entire bottle of holy water. And who knows how many hands and how many germs he drank that day.
And he was just chugging it
He was
in.
just like, what?
What do you mean, holy water? What? I was thirsty.
So, yeah, he has drank Poped, blessed, holy
Nice.
water. Yes.
And everyone else's germs.
Yeah.
Nice. Gross.
So his inside is very blessed.
It's very holy. I guess you would say that.
He's truly blessed, right?
More ways than one.
Oh, yeah.
I was really excited to hear that this Pope has started back up his Twitter feed. And that's no joke. I'm being straight up serious. The Pope has a Twitter feed that is actually managed by 2 American students.
Oh.
I can't remember where they said they were from, but they're American, but they study, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, but they literally have the Pope's Twitter feed. And they said that with Benedict, there was always a Twitter feed for the Pope, but it was just very kind of sporadic, and then it sort of died out, and they really were never getting any updates. And as soon as this new Pope came in, on the second day or something, I think, Francis initiated back up his Twitter feed.
That is great.
Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
Yeah, and so these kids were we're really excited about it because, it's kind of their jobs. But on top of that, they were like, that's just really important, I think, with this day and age and people, and I firmly believe it. So, welcome to the new Pope in his red Prada shoes. I love it. Good fact. I love it. And red is so fashionable over there. Really, at the Vatican, it really is. It's really
They
fashionable.
literally look like slippers, let's be honest.
I know. But as long as they're comfy, guy, I hear
they're
you.
Prada.
You wear whatever you want to wear. All right, so I've been dying to talk about this next topic for months. I kind of wanted to get my bearings straight on it a little bit more, but now I'm ready. I'm ready to confess my love and my newest guilty pleasure. Whether you have this same pleasure or not, I don't know. But I want to talk about Duck Dynasty.
Oh, goodness.
I've heard about it, but I haven't
You have not seen it yet, okay? Have you seen any of it, Catherine?
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never actually watched a full episode.
Okay.
Intense, it seems.
Oh, my gosh.
They made the duck
calls.
sounds things that you
Duck
use for
calls,
hunting.
they look like, they're used for hunting. They look like little tubes, almost like little hollow tubes, wherever, and you put them up to your mouth, and it goes, rah, 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 and it makes this funny, duck noise, right? So, let me just give you the background on this family, because that's what it is. It's a family. I get so silly whenever I talk about them because they are just so stinking cute. I just
They are?
love it. Oh, my gosh. Ericka. My favorite, I'll get to him in a minute. Anyway, so this family is the Robertson family. Okay, there's the dad, which is technically the grandpa now, but he's the patriarch of the entire family. His name's Phil, and Phil and Miss Kay. Miss Kay is his wife. Yes, and you call her Miss Kay. They were married when Miss Kay was 16.
Oh.
He went to college at, I believe, LSU, Louisiana State. I believe that's where it was. Maybe Nick the intern knows. Nick, do you know where Terry Bradshaw played football by any chance?
He played for the Steelers.
No, college.
I can look it up, right?
No, yeah, you do that. All right, so Terry Bradshaw College football. Okay, so Terry Bradshaw, is a famous commentator and stuff now, and he played for the Steelers, as Nick said. So Phil Robertson played, yes.
Went to Louisiana Tech University.
Louisiana Tech. There you go. Okay. So Terry Bradshaw and Phil Robertson are on the team at the same time in college. Okay. Phil played above Terry Bradshaw as quarterback.
Oh.
Okay, Terry Bradshaw was his backup. Then Phil gets drafted into the NFL. Turns it down because it interferes with duck hunting season. Yeah.
Wow.
No joke. Right?
Hardcore duck hunter.
I know. And this is when this kid's in college, you know, and he's kind of like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm going to go hunt
it's a
some
dream.
ducks. Yeah. Okay, so he then has, like, I think 4 or 5 boys. Anyway, there's 4 boys. 3 of them are on the show, okay? 2 of them are, like, prominent on the show. One of them is sort of, like, shows up every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Willie, Jace, and Jeb. I'm sure that they're short for something, but I just don't question it.
But I have to ask.
Yes.
Is this why Terry Bradshaw got drafted?
Oh, I
Was
don't
he turned
know.
it
You know,
down?
I don't know. Maybe he's filling the duck spot.
Something to read.
Right, exactly. But still, I mean, that's a big deal. Look at Terry Bradshaw now. Like, what would have happened if this guy would have gone in and, like, made a big old football name for himself? I don't know. And when you look at him, doesn't exactly look like the football type. I mean, this is the dad. I'm showing them a picture. That's Phil, the dad. Hi, former football star.
Oh, my God.
Didn't picture it. I know, right?
Underneath there somewhere, right?
Underneath that beard somewhere, maybe. All right, so yeah, you said ZZ Top.
Yeah.
That's their show entrance. Their theme song is "Sharp Dressed Man." So you see them pulling up in all camo, but they pull up in a limousine, and it's like dun 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 dun. Yes. So the 4 boys are Willie, Jace, and Jep. And Willie went to college and got his business degree. And I think he might have played football there too. I don't remember. Anyway, but he went to Harding maybe? I don't know. I'll find out. But he gets his business degree, then comes back and takes over what his dad, the football player, had been doing in their basement, just making these duck calls for his buddies, for his friends, sold them at the local, like, hunt and shop in town, whatever, no big deal.
But that was the only business they had?
The dad, I think he just did it on the side. I don't know what else he did. But, like, he just made them for fun because he knew how to make them. And so then Willie goes and comes back and takes his dad's business and turns it into, like, a billionaire company. Takes it and makes an actual, like, corporation out of it, gets it into an actual, like, warehouse and a manufacturing and whatever. And he's now, like, the CEO, president of the company. Wow. It's called Duck Commander. Duck Commander is the brand. Okay. So Willie, you know, has this college degree and whatever. Then his brothers, Jace and Jep, and they all have the big beards. Okay, so it's all the show's technically based on Willie.
Okay.
The CEO.
Yes. And so whenever they show people on screen, it's like it'll say Jace. When they do like an interview with him, it'll be Jace at the bottom, but it'll say Willie's brother.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So then even when they interview Phil, it's still Willie's dad. And then their wives are on there with them as well. Like I said, Miss Kay with Phil. They've been married since she was 16. Still married to this day. Willie and Jace and Jep all married like their high school sweethearts. And they're gorgeous ladies. Like beautiful. But they're still married to their high school sweethearts to this day. Okay? They all have children. Even Jace and his wife have adopted a child as well as had their own biological children. And then they each have like 3 or 4 kids. I mean, lots of
solid families.
Duck babies. Yeah. And duck hunting babies. And so I'm going to show you a picture of Willie's wife. I mean, she's pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't look like, typical hunting stuff. So when you watch this show, you see the outside of their house, of like Phil and Miss Kay's house, and it's kind of looks like it's out in the middle of the woods, which it is. And it's kind of this like little pretty modest house. Inside it's got, stuffed ducks, like,
The taxidermy
ones. Yeah, exactly.
Is this Willie's house?
No, this is Phil. And Miss Kay.
His dad.
Okay. It's got sort of a smaller kitchen where they all kind of sit around. But at the end of every episode, and obviously I know this is made a lot for TV, but they say it a lot in like their public appearances and things like that. Like 3 times a week or something, I think I've read, they have a big family dinner and they all sit around the table. They say a blessing before the dinner, and then they all have family dinner together. And they end the show with a blessing and family dinner every episode. So, there's everybody talking about these reality shows that are out there now and how they're kind of corny, trashy, this or that, whatever.
I was going to say, is it trashy? Is it?
No, it's a little country. It's a little country, but the guys are funny. They're just funny. And they have this one character. And I call him a character not because he's fake, but because he is a character. His name is Uncle Si. And he is their uncle, okay? He's got the big beard, too, and stuff. And he's this little old man. And
trending trademark for them.
Yes, they all have the beards. They are... Uncle Si was in, I think it was Vietnam. He was in Vietnam. And he always tells those stories about Vietnam. At least once an episode, he's like, well, when I was in Vietnam, and while he was there, his mother sent him this, you'll see, it's a blue, cup. Mm-hmm. And his mom sent it to him over there. And now that's the only cup he will use. And he keeps, a holster on his belt, and he carries that cup with him everywhere. Yeah, just like a phone. Yeah, a cell phone. Please, Uncle Si does not have a cell phone. So he'll only drink from that cup every day.
Does he wash it?
I sure hope so, but I don't know. Speaking of washing, they have a ritual during duck hunting season, which I think is 10 weeks long. Oh. They don't shower and shave. I know.
Okay. How does Willie show up as a CEO without showering?
Because they all look like Willie in the factory, too. Okay, all the brothers work there, and then other people, Jace, who is my favorite, got a little bit of a duck crush on him.
Duck crush.
He is, he's. I mean, I should show you pictures of Jace pre-beard. This is Jace now, okay, and I will show you a picture of Jace pre-beard. But anyway, Jace tests every single duck call before it goes out. I mean, this is a billion-dollar company. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And, he builds them and stuff. But there's somebody actually testing these before they go out. Mm-hmm. So I want to order one just because I know that Jace would have, spit in it just a little bit from testing it, I'm just saying. He's really stinking
like that.
Cute.
Shake your hand. I don't want to wash my hand.
I know, right? It's like holy water. It's like holy water. Holy duck water.
Oh, my God.
So it is a show that I highly encourage you to check out. But everybody sort of discounts it because when they watch it for the first little bit, they're always like, these guys are stupid. They're out in the country and whatever. Yeah, okay. But you know what? They're all still married to their wives. They all have kids. They sit down together for a family dinner. They say a blessing before they eat. They laugh and joke with each other. They spend a lot of family time together. They operate a successful business together. I'm not really sure.
And they do it legitimately.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the reality TV you want to see because all the other reality TV is trashy. And, I mean, come on.
It's addicting.
And I watch all the wives.
Oh yeah.
Come on. It's completely opposite.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'll talk about some trashy reality TV all day long because, let's not lie, I watch it. But still,
it's enjoyable to talk about it.
Exactly. It's still entertainment. But this is a different format. I just hate that they kind of get a bad rap because of the whole hunting thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, they're redneck.
It's really not geared towards that one target audience. Anybody can watch it.
It is pure funny. Watching them talk and... They go out and tour. They go out and do public speaking, and mostly at churches because they are very spiritual and religious. Mm-hmm. So I think that's
great.
Yeah, but I really, really encourage everyone to go watch it.
Ericka, we have homework. We leave TikTok.
You do have homework, and they're on A&E, and I couldn't tell you what night. All I know is that they pop up on my
DVR
little DVR every once in a while. Yeah. So you can see, I'm showing them a picture of Jay's pre-beard and then post-beard. But they're just super funny when they talk to each other. All right, I have to tell you real quick before we take a break that they took their wives out hunting, And you would think being in this, that like your wives would have gone out with you in this type of big business, right? Well, these girls had never been hunting with them before. And so they go out and hunt. And of course, they're wearing like pink with their camo and whatever. And like I said, they're real pretty ladies. And
Prada hunting boots.
And you see them like, one of them actually manages like the factory. So she's sort of like an operations manager, so she's working around it and stuff, but doesn't mean she had to go hunt,
Right.
But she, two of the wives, Willie and Jace's wives, they take them out hunting. The women wear perfume, like normally, and so they go out there and the guys are like, "Are you wearing perfume hunting?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, I put it on every day, like whatever." And he was like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, "No deer is going to come near us when you're wearing perfume." And she's like, "What? Like, I didn't know." So he pulls out like some deer urine and sprays it on her. Yeah, because you have to like hide your scent, and that helps or whatever. So funny. And they freak out and he's all like, "Baby, it's still romantic even with that pee smell," I mean, it's just, they're so funny. And they come back and they were like, the wives are getting interviewed and they were like, no, never again.
No.
Never, was not fun.
That's
Did
a
not
good
like being
line
with
right
them.
there.
I don't want to. Never again.
No.
Yeah, they were like, "I'm not going hunting. I'm not going near the ducks. I'm not going near the deer. I don't care. We're not going again." She's like, "That was not fun at all." And the guys are like, "Well, it was all right." They're like, yeah, exactly. They're like, "No, thank you." So anyway, everybody needs to go check out some Duck Dynasty, and I would like report later on it. It may take a little bit to get into it when you're first watching it, but just open your mind a little bit and remember this is a little more wholesome than the other. So anyway, enjoy. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and I've got one more topic whenever we come back that I just thought was super funny. Don't forget, go check us out on Instagram and themesh.tv, where we'll be right back.
We'll get back to your show in a moment. Just a reminder, you're listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Find out more at themesh.tv and give us feedback on what you like. And now, as promised, back to your show.
Thank you for sticking around. We are back here on The Mesh with Chick Chat. I've got Catherine and Ericka here with me. And after some weird Chick Chat discussions, but they're all still girl related. We've been talking women living out their big dreams. Then we talked about red Prada shoes. And Twitter. And then we talked about the Duck Dynasty boys and how you might have a little crush on them after you watch it just a little bit too.
Or you.
Just saying, I do. Maybe you will too. But now I found this article and I want to just go through it real quick. And I want to get your quick opinion on some things because this is factual. This is real deal stuff here, okay? I found an article that is called 14 Things Women Do Better Than Men.
Oh, love it already.
Get it. Oh, wow. That's just a short list.
And this, that's just the beginning. So it goes through, and I'm going to kind of skim through these, but these are all, these are facts. Like I said, they're based on studies, and I'm going to even back it up, and I'm going to tell you where these things came from. This was based on, this fact is based on a study done at the University of Georgia and Columbia University that found women are better learners. I don't know why, but women tend to be more attentive, flexible, and organized.
True.
Would have to agree with that.
So at work, you're more likely to understand a task on hand better than a male coworker. Huh. It's funny because
men
that's...
might be more thinkers than women.
But not learners.
But not learners.
Yeah. Like they might be able to do and act on, but not actually soak it in. Mm-hmm. Way to go, women.
And that's funny that you say being in the profession that I'm in.
Which is like HR stuff. And yeah.
You do kind of learn to recognize the skills, abilities of all the people around you. So, yeah, task-oriented, I guess, positions are more geared towards women. And when you talk about strategic thinking, you immediately think men.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
not to say we're not... growing.
It's not possible,
in that.
right?
Women,
Yeah,
we are strategic thinkers. We are strategic partners for organizations, but there are more men out there now.
Yeah.
In those positions than there are women, and
Go us.
It's just
That's what we're saying. Go us, right?
Absolutely.
You're basically just saying women power. Is what you're saying.
Yep.
All right. Well, the next one's pretty darn straightforward. According to a study of IQ tests from around the world, women have higher IQs than men, meaning equals we're smarter.
Hands down.
There you go. This is based on James Flynn checking out the IQs of people from U.S., Europe, Canada, New Zealand, Argentina, Estonia, and found that women came out on top. Score. Look at us. That's it. We're smarter.
Sums it up.
I don't really know that we need to argue that one. We're
The
just
Facebook IQ test does say.
Facebook told me I was smarter than all of you, too. So there you go. This one I might definitely agree with. I don't know why they even needed a study for it. Study from San Diego State University of offices around the U.S. found that women's desks are less germy than men's desks.
Why is it? Tell me, why is it that men don't realize when there is dust or when a clerk's wifey has to just go through your stuff?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't
How
know.
does their brain work?
Apparently, researchers discovered that men had anywhere from 10 to 20% more bacteria in their workspace than women do. Gross.
Yeah.
And scientists say it's because they tend to be less hygienic.
Oh, that's a fun
you know
fact.
what that means.
That's a
You know
fun
what
little
that means,
snaffle
people.
fact.
Nick, I want you washing your hands before you come out of that bathroom. Do you hear me, young man?
It's just not the same without all that bacteria.
No, I mean, there's just nothing slimy to rub your hands on your desk, is there?
There is a pure bottle right there.
Disgusting. Ericka, you would probably in HR either know this already or need to know this, and I don't mean to skew this for anybody that comes your way later, but a new study out of University of Western Ontario, that's in Canada. For all of you,
That was all those listeners in Canada.
I know. Well, we do have a lot of. One of my biggest fans is in Canada. I love her dearly, and so yay for Western Ontario. I don't know what their mascot is, but they found that women are better at handling the stress of a job interview. Researchers found that while women get more freaked out beforehand about the interview, they do better in the actual event.
So we work better under stress.
Maybe it says,
Is that better preparedness? Or
Well, it says we prepare better for the big moment.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I think we freak out beforehand, and everybody's like, "Wait, just chill out." And then once you get in there, you're like, "Let's do this."
Because
do it.
It's the whole preparedness. Men tend to say, "It'll be
got
all right. I got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I got it," and then
they get put on the spot, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, never mind. I didn't exactly prepare for this. Whereas we maybe cram and stress a little bit about it. I hear you.
I take my chains off now.
I know. Thanks, Nick. Sorry, you're the only dude in the room.
I agree with most.
There's really nothing you can argue about because Western Ontario says it's true. This one says a recent study revealed that women are getting better looking through evolution. Thank you.
Yes, we are.
Good to know.
Thank you, monkeys. Meanwhile, men are staying the same. Following more than 2,000 people for 4 decades of life, the study shows that attractive women had 16% more children. How do you have 60% more? Than average-looking chicks that believe people are 36% more likely to have a daughter. What? This is ridiculous. Okay. After following more than 2,000 people through 4 decades of life, the study showed that attractive women had 16% more children than average-looking chicks, and that beautiful people are 36% more likely to have a daughter as their firstborn. Huh. Weird. All those gorgeous daughters mean beautiful women, more beautiful women than in past generations.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, so I mean, the better looking you are, the better chance you have of having a daughter. Weird.
And you have two.
And I have
gorgeous.
2 girls. I'm amazing. I'm evolving hotness right here. Jeez. Now it's Oh, no, I'm going to skip that. Okay. So we survive car accidents more often.
Oh.
Because we're more cautious. We have our seat belts on, and
You do the mommy arm that
Yeah.
comes out.
And
Even if you have takeout food, like in your front seat, I throw that mommy arm out,
my
right?
bag. Protected.
Heaven forbid my purse falls on the floor. Quick, mommy arm it.
A car accident can happen because of the purse falling on the floor.
Absolutely.
So I'm not leaving those things on
I was
the
about to
floor.
say, not going to let that stuff roll under my car seat because I'll never find that lipstick again. So it says that it's sad but true, but men are 77% more likely to die in a car accident than women, according to the Carnegie Mellon University. That's why we nag them to wear their seatbelts.
Yes. Or to put their seat up.
That seems like a really high percentage. I don't know.
Why would that be?
I don't know.
Reflexes? Maybe we have better reflex.
Maybe.
could
Or maybe
be.
we're just a little bit more aware of the surroundings in there of like what's happening. I don't know.
I do think, that probably isn't in that study, but reflex, the fact that we immediately know when a child is going to fall, or it's just there.
Maybe.
It's just there.
Well,
Maybe.
That instinct, that women's intuition
instinct.
thing.
Motherly
maybe
instinct,
when the car
women's
accident-
intuition, exactly.
Maybe when the car accident is about to happen or it's happening.
Maybe we
you know
swerve
how to
quicker,
react.
we swerve faster, or maybe we already at least had our seatbelts on. Maybe the guys didn't. I don't know. But 77%
We're just multitasking and we don't tense up. I don't know.
Exactly.
But then let's compare it to someone throwing a ball at you. Not good reflex.
Not
there.
going to happen to me. Not going to happen. Yeah, good luck with that one. This one I thought was interesting and good news for the three of us, that's for sure. Nick, you're probably screwed on this one. But according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 80% of those who have lost jobs since 2007 have been men. Says this could be because male-dominated fields have been hit the hardest, like manufacturing and finance. But hey, it's time that men became nurses and educators, isn't it?
There you go.
So technically, they're saying we're like more recession-proof. You know, so some of our jobs, which is okay because you know what, nurses and educators are fantastic and admirable and much needed jobs, and it's time that male nurses and
Get a taste of
male
that equal
teachers-
employment opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, that's male nurses. So what? They're needed.
Yes.
So be it. I had a male nurse whenever I had my second kid. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Poor thing was in training, and he had to come in after I had the kid and like check me.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Lovely.
Oh,
it's
poor
uncomfortable
thing.
with a woman.
It is. It's hard enough for the girl to come in and be like, "Excuse me, let me just check this out real quick." But when you've got this like young guy that's like, "I'm in student nursing school, can I check this?" You know, and I'm like, "Dude, go ahead. You know, really, just go."
All the
ahead.
things I get to look forward to. So excited.
I'm like, just go ahead. And bless his heart. He's just, anyway, I just had a little memory of him. Look at that. So we already know that female enrollment is higher than male in college education. But according to the Department of Education Statistics, it reveals that men are also less likely to graduate and get their bachelor's degrees. Nick, back to you. Stay in school.
We're doomed.
School's cool.
Yep.
Men are also more likely to take longer than 5 years to complete their degree.
Oh, yeah.
Longer than 5 years.
Who wants to pay for that much?
I was about to
school?
say.
Don't care.
Goodness. Yeah. So good news is that we're more likely, if our children are more likely right now to graduate school, my girls are.
I have 50-50.
You got 50-50. You got a boy and a girl, yeah. Jack's going to be in there for like
better graduate.
8 years and be like, "Mom, it's cool. I'm a guy." A survey more than 14,000 people conducted by the University of Minnesota shows that women choose far healthier foods than men. Yeah, thanks. Did we really need a study to tell us that? While men are more likely to chow down on frozen pizza and red meat. Yeah. Women are piling fruits and veggies onto their plate, especially Catherine, because she don't eat the meat.
That's correct.
It all sounds pretty obvious, but we get so much grief for our chocolate addictions that we just had to point this one out. So, that one, like I said, I'm not really
we
sure
eat
that
more
one needs a
chocolate.
study. We probably
I
eat
feel
more
like women
chocolate,
are
but-
more like, not all women, but a lot of women are more weight conscious and image conscious. So,
And that's kind of a bad thing sometimes, that we are more image conscious because it's not always healthy.
Right.
the way
Right.
that it's done, you
When it's
know.
like, taken to the extreme.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not always the healthiest, but there are men that have taken it to the extreme sometimes
Right.
too, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's completely possible. But, you know, yeah.
But
Thanks
I
for
do
the
know-
14,000 people that had to tell us that.
Yeah.
I do know here lately there's so much more awareness, even with men. I mean, you see more and more guys ordering those salads.
Oh,
ordering those
absolutely.
veggie burgers and
It's
those
definitely
things, which is really
making a
good.
nice
Well,
turn.
there seems to be more options now too. There's a lot more variety, or it just seems to be anyway.
At least around here, I've noticed that there's several more like restaurants that are into the whole local food and organic or gluten free,
Right.
and those things that give you all these different options. And you know, there's business guys or college guys or anybody else around here that just go out for lunch and they taste it and realize it's good, but it's a nice restaurant too. So I know there's a lot more options around here.
Oh yeah, and like I said, even with the kids, I mean, whatever initiatives and programs that First Lady,
Yeah.
Michelle
Obama.
Obama has put in place, the fact that you get the kids coming home and saying, "No, mommy, don't give me chips because those are not healthy." Of course,
yeah.
5 minutes later they want a cookie, but the fact that they have that in there's awareness already
Yeah.
in the kids' minds.
Yeah.
because of all these things that are out there now. Which
Yeah.
I'm really I'm glad.
Absolutely. No, it's a nice change.
Yeah, there
to
was
have.
no nutrition class whenever I was growing up. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just like, okay, take your snack, go
and
do
here's
your
what's in
thing.
the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Here's what we're having in the
Right.
cafeteria today.
Yeah, I mean,
kinda
you
have
get choice A or choice B. And
chicken or hamburger.
Exactly.
Fried,
So-
Yeah. Yeah. I love me some square pizza. from
Oh,
school
square
day.
pizza.
Don't
It
don't
was
sweat
good.
that. I ate
Yeah.
some square pizza.
Or
My
taco
daughter-
day.
Absolutely.
You had taco day.
Taco day.
Oh,
of course
taco
we did.
salad day was awesome.
It was the best. And then in college we had the pasta bar. I mean, please.
Wow. We didn't have lunch at school. My school ended at 1:00.
Well, then all the outside vendors started getting they started partnering. So you'd have Pizza Hut or Chick-fil-A, and it's
Yes.
like, this is still not good for
It's
you.
still not
Like-
good, but it's super yummy going down.
Oh yeah.
Next is that no wonder men act like such babies when they have a little sniffle or a cold. Women really do have stronger immune systems than men.
Yeah, we get sick and we take care of everything at home.
Well, they said that there's a secret weapon as to why that is.
What is it?
I want to know.
Estrogen.
There you go.
Estrogen. Because we have
inject them with a little bit of that.
Yes. It says that McGill University indicated that estrogen gives women an edge when it comes to fighting off infections. It's because estrogen confronts a certain enzyme that often hinders the body's first line of defense against bacteria and viruses.
Go for estrogen.
See? Thank you, estrogen.
I'd like to have it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, estrogen. I appreciate what you've done for me today. All right, so according to the New England Centenarian study, that means 100. Among the world's population of those that are over 100 years old, 85% of them are women. So we live longer.
Yes.
Take that. We on average tend to live 5 to 10 years longer than a man anyway. Mm-hmm. Interesting. That's okay. I'll take it.
You only get one shot.
Bros before
Why not?
bros anyway, right? You know, I mean, we can hang out with our girlfriends when we get a little bit older. This one says it's a little controversial. I don't know if it's really that big of a deal, but it says there's a slew of experts that are confident that women make greater bosses because they're better listeners, mentors, problem solvers, and multitaskers. And in a recent Daily News article, management expert Jay Fort said, it's a very service-oriented economy right now, so you need employees to be motivated, and women are better connectors than men and more astute about knowing how to activate passion in their employees. I could see that.
Better cheerleader.
I can see that
and
too, yeah.
cheerleaders, motivators, team leaders, boosters,
I would have to agree.
morale builders. I know that's something that we are always talk about in the industry and stuff is like, hey, it'd be really nice to have a nice thing, do a nice thing for the employees, or do
Yeah.
a nice thing that's just forget about work for the day. We're going to really focus on us as a whole. You know,
But I
maybe
can
you guys don't always
guarantee
think
that if we dig deeper into that topic, you will find that more women are more micromanagers
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
men
yeah, yeah.
are, because they're more planners and they're more task-oriented, and they're they expect that
Yeah.
from people.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, all these pretty much just tell me that we're awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of what it
Exactly.
came down to. I mean, even the technical ones, it's pretty much just we're awesome.
We're on top.
Yeah. So Catherine's done this before, but I know you haven't done this or that. And it's the final thing we always do in our episodes. I give you 2 names or 2 things, and you just have to pick one. You can't say like, well, do you mean in this or that? No, you just have to pick one.
And
all right?
talk about it.
Not really talk about it. No, I'm just
your preference.
We're just going to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Francis or Benedict?
Francis.
I'm going to go Francis too. Except Benedict, I do like eggs Benedict. So if that was the case, then I do. You don't? I do like them. I like eggs any way I can get them. Necklaces or earrings?
Earrings.
I think I'm going to go necklace. Yeah. I don't know. Just switch it up. Leather versus fur.
Oh, some fur.
Fur? Really?
I'm going to go leather.
I think I'm going to go leather too. Give me some, I'm picturing like thigh-high boots and like Ericka's and, you know, like a pimp coat.
The leather, I mean the fur around my shoulders. Not killing
like
animals.
No. See, that's why I did leather and fur, because they can both be faux.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
But like you're talking like a shawl, like a stole. That's what they're called. A mink stole.
Get a little muff.
Yeah, a little
That's when I was little.
Made out of fur.
Yes. Our fur. Nice.
There you go.
Pearl Jam versus Nirvana. I know this is a tough one. This is a
I
tough
have to
one.
go with Nirvana.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say Pearl Jam.
I'm Pearl Jam too.
Yeah.
Really?
I like the story behind it. Everything.
Nirvana's good. I mean,
Yeah, you know, I'm down with Nirvana, but yeah, I don't know. Pearl Jam. I like Pearl Jam radio on Sirius stuff. I'll listen to that too.
I even like what came out of Nirvana.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, big fan.
True. I am a big
Yeah,
Foo
that's
Fighters
true.
fan, but
Big
it's mainly because I like Dave Grohl, not so much when he was in Nirvana.
No.
But I do like Dave Grohl. It's a little fun too. I do have a little crush on him too.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the movie they made?
Who made?
When I don't know who made it, but it was all about the days prior to
About Nirvana.
Yeah, about
Oh
Nirvana.
no,
How Dave literally just slept on the couch when he was taken in to be the drummer. I love them. Just his attitude about it. I mean,
Yeah. One of our producers, Chris, he's a he was especially then a big Nirvana fan. And whenever Michael Jackson died and everybody was like up in arms, he couldn't understand until I told him to think about the day Kurt Cobain died. And then he was like, oh my gosh, oh. So then he got it.
Yes.
All right. And ever popular, William or Harry?
William.
You are going for William?
No, I'm Harry.
I'm totally Harry.
You're Harry too?
Red hair?
Well, your husband has red hair. That's not fair.
And he's
But
adventure. He's fun.
Catherine wants Princess Fairy Tale.
No, not quite. But I don't know. He seems more
a little more
oriented.
Yes, I
Harry
agree.
seems
He does,
really
he
fun.
does. Yeah.
I mean,
no, I know.
awesome guy
There
to
is
party
that
with.
appeal
But
to William has that.
as far as the overall person,
he's got his act together,
and he's cute too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're both
absolutely.
cute in their
Absolutely.
own different
I
ways.
always went for the guys who had their act together, you know.
Yeah.
But
I did, and that's why maybe I've changed my tune. It's like, Dad, don't listen because you know I was wrong.
I was just kidding before. So
It's like a rebel with the cause.
No, I know. It's the same
Harry.
way.
That's Harry.
That's Harry.
It's like, I guess that's what you get for being the only girl.
Amen. Same here. I've got 2 older brothers and
Yep.
who married. You know,
2 brothers will do it to you. It's like,
yeah. You know, I heard that William's going to be leaving the military after the baby's born. Oh, yeah.
He wants to be a daddy.
Wants to be a little bit more of a stay-at-home dad and going to be taking over some more of his
When is she due?
responsibilities. The summer.
Is it-
July,
okay.
I think maybe, or June or July, something like that. She's starting to show a little bump here and
She's
there. If we
showing
show some
even on her
pictures.
face.
She
I love
is.
it.
I know.
I love
She
it.
looks great. Though.
Yes,
I think
she looks
she's
beautiful no
super
matter
cute with
what.
it. And then there's Kim Kardashian on the other side. We won't go into too much
yeah.
gossip on this, but holy mackerel.
Wow.
I mean, cheese and rice. She is like...
maybe got back.
Yeah,
she is showing.
she is
Let's just say that.
showing. And it's, yeah,
And
goodness.
she's not due this month, right?
No, she is not due this month. She is due at the same month as William and
first
Kate.
baby too.
I know.
No,
I'm not real happy about that.
Her
Maybe they're not
sister is
going to
pregnant
air
too,
this
right?
entire.
Who?
Her Kim Kardashian's sister is pregnant too, or that was just like a Star magazine kind of.
Chloe?
Is she?
I don't know.
I read it
hope
yesterday at the
so.
grocery store.
Yeah, I hope so too, because she's been
Oh, that
trying
would
for
be
a long
awesome.
time.
I love Lamar and
But
her.
then it said that Kim was mad because now it took away from her moment.
Whatever, Kim. Whatever, Kim.
Like you don't have enough.
I know.
Enough spotlight.
Come on.
Don't be greedy with the spotlight.
Oh, come on. You got everything else. And obviously,
Let's
more
hope that they're
now.
not going to air like her birthing plan on TV like her sister did.
Gross. All right. Well, that was our one little guilty pleasure stuck in there. The Kardashians. They seem to somehow always end up in an episode somehow. Stupid Kardashians.
Overtaken TV.
Jeez, Kardashians. All right. We're gonna wrap it up now. Thank you, ladies, for being on Chick Chat. Ericka, I hope you enjoyed your first time.
Perfect.
Good.
Thanks for
Catherine,
having
thanks
me.
for coming back again.
Absolutely.
So we are Chick Chat on the Mesh. Please check us out on the internet. You can find us. We have a Chick Chat Facebook page. We have the Mesh Facebook page, and now we have Instagram. We're going to take a quick Instagram picture right after this of all three of us, and so we're going to start posting some more stuff. There's a contest on Instagram right now. So we just hope you guys will check us out. Instagram is The Mesh TV. Our website is themesh.tv. And you can email us at info@themesh.tv or call us and leave us a message. I won't play it on the air if you don't want me to, but I can answer your questions. It's 828-619-0048. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we will catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.